Did you know Japan's mighty war fleet once ruled the Pacific? For a time, their power was unmatched, a force that struck fear across the waves. But as quickly as they rose, the tides of war turned, leading to one of the most dramatic collapses in naval history. How did this happen? Let's dive deep into the story of the Imperial Japanese Navy, from its greatest triumphs to its ultimate demise. At the heart of this naval superpower were its battleships, and none were more legendary than the Yamato. This was the largest, most heavily armed battleship ever constructed. Imagine a floating fortress, over 2.5 football fields long, bristling with 9 massive 18.1-inch guns. These cannons were so powerful, they could hurl a shell the weight of a small car over 26 miles. The Yamato was designed to be unsinkable, a symbol of Japan's engineering prowess and martial spirit. Its armor was incredibly thick, intended to withstand any weapon the enemy could throw at it. But the Yamato wasn't alone. It had a sister ship, the Musashi, built to the same colossal specifications. Together, they were the twin giants of the fleet, the ultimate expression of battleship doctrine. The very existence of these behemoths was a closely guarded secret. The Japanese went to extraordinary lengths to hide their construction, even building massive screens around the shipyards to conceal them from prying eyes. The idea was that these super battleships could engage and destroy multiple enemy battleships simultaneously, securing Japan's naval dominance. Beyond these titans, Japan had the Kongo-class fast battleships. These were older ships, originally designed before World War I, but they were heavily modernized. Unlike the slower Yamato and Musashi, the Kongo-class ships were built for speed. They could keep pace with aircraft carriers, acting as powerful escorts and providing heavy gunfire support for the fleet. Their combination of speed and firepower made them incredibly versatile, and they saw action in nearly every major naval campaign of the Pacific War. However, the real teeth of the Japanese Navy weren't its battleships, but its aircraft carriers. The Shokaku and Zueikaku were perhaps the most successful carrier designs of the war. They were fast, well-armed, and could carry a large and powerful air group. These two carriers formed the 5th Carrier Division and were instrumental in the attack on Pearl Harbor. They fought in major battles like the Coral Sea and the Battle of the Santa Cruz Islands, proving time and again how devastating carrier-based air power could be. Their pilots were among the best in the world, highly trained and battle-hardened. And of course, we can't talk about Pearl Harbor without mentioning the Akagi and Kaga. These two carriers were the veterans of the fleet. Originally designed as a battle cruiser and a battleship, respectively, they were converted into aircraft carriers due to treaty limitations. They led the surprise attack that brought America into the war, their planes crippling the U.S. Pacific Fleet at its moorings. For the first 6 months of the war, the carrier strike force, known as the Kido Butai, was an unstoppable force, sinking ships and conquering territory across the Pacific and Indian Oceans. Supporting these capital ships was a swarm of smaller, but equally deadly, vessels. The Fubuki-class destroyers, for example, were revolutionary when they were introduced. They were larger, faster, and more heavily armed than any other destroyer in the world. They featured powerful torpedoes, particularly the Type 93 Long Lance, which was a truly fearsome weapon with a long range and a massive warhead. These destroyers were masters of nighttime torpedo attacks, earning a fearsome reputation among Allied sailors. Then there were the cruisers, like the Mogami class. These ships were a clever attempt to bend the rules of naval treaties. Initially built as light cruisers with 6-inch guns, they were designed to be quickly upgunned with larger 8-inch guns, effectively turning them into heavy cruisers. They were fast, well-armed, and played a crucial role in many surface battles. The Mogami-class ships represented Japan's innovative and sometimes deceptive approach to naval design, always looking for an edge over their rivals. As the war turned against Japan, they became more desperate, leading to the development of special attack weapons. This included the Kaiten, or human-piloted torpedoes. These were essentially modified, long lance torpedoes with a small cockpit for a single pilot. The idea was for the pilot to steer the torpedo directly into an enemy ship, guaranteeing a hit. It was a terrifying and desperate tactic. Similarly, they deployed Meade submarines, small two-man subs designed to sneak into enemy harbors and launch torpedoes, just as they attempted at Pearl Harbor and Sydney. We also have to talk about Japan's naval aviation. At the start of the war, the Imperial Japanese Navy Air Service was arguably the best in the world. Its pilots were the elite of the elite, having undergone a grueling and lengthy training program. Many were veterans of the war in China. Their primary fighter, the Mitsubishi A6M0, was a world beater. It was incredibly agile, had a phenomenal range, and outclassed every Allied fighter it faced in the early years. The combination of expert pilots and excellent aircraft gave Japan a decisive edge in the air. So, with all this incredible hardware and elite personnel, what went wrong? How did this mighty fleet end up at the bottom of the Pacific? The decline was caused by several key factors. First, industrial capacity. Japan simply could not replace its losses at the same rate as the United States. For every carrier Japan lost, America was building several more. The industrial might of the U.S. was a tidal wave that Japan could not hold back. Second, pilot attrition. Japan's brutal training program produced superb pilots, but it couldn't replace them quickly enough. At the Battle of Midway, Japan lost 4 of its best carriers, and more importantly, hundreds of its irreplaceable veteran pilots. After Midway, the quality of Japanese naval aviators steadily declined, while American pilot training programs went into overdrive, producing thousands of new pilots. Third, technological advances. While the Zero was dominant early on, the Allies soon introduced new fighters like the F-6F Hellcat and F-4U Corsair that surpassed it in almost every way. The U.S. also made huge leaps in radar technology, giving their ships the ability to see in the dark and detect incoming air attacks from miles away, erasing the Japanese advantage in night battles. Finally, flawed doctrine. The Japanese Navy was obsessed with the idea of a single decisive battleship engagement, the Kantai Kessen. They built giants like the Yamato for a battle that never truly came. They underestimated the role of submarines in crippling their supply lines and underestimated the overwhelming power of carrier aviation, a weapon they themselves had pioneered. The story of the Imperial Japanese Navy is a dramatic saga of ambition, innovation, and hubris. From the decks of the colossal Yamato to the cockpits of the agile Zero fighters, it was a force that changed the course of history. Its ultimate defeat serves as a powerful lesson in the realities of modern warfare, where industrial strength, technological adaptation, and the ability to learn and evolve are just as important as the courage of the sailors and the power of their ships. Thanks for watching our deep dive into Japan's World War II naval forces. If you found this journey through history fascinating, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from the annals of military history. Let us know in the comments which ship you found most interesting. See you next time.